One of the names on the list is the Reverend Patrick Sanders. He was accused of sexually abusing two 16-year-olds on a church trip to Gulfport, Mississippi in 1993. The Archdiocese received the allegation in 2004 and used a three-person church panel to investigate under a purely administrative process. When Archbishop Hughes removed Sanders from the priesthood in 2005, his parishioners here at Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Belle Chase rallied around him and accused Archbishop Hughes of railroading Sanders. The Gulfport police investigated, but no charges were filed. No civil case was ever filed either. Sanders professed his innocence to reporter Bruce Nolan in 2005 and questioned the church's disciplinary process. The church used an administrative review and not a full church tribunal because in 1993, 16-year-olds were still considered adults under church law. Victims' advocates thought that was wrong and sent Hughes this letter, urging him to stop the Belle Chase community from backing Sanders publicly. It didn't work, and many thought Sanders had been cleared. He went on to a successful career as a personal injury lawyer, so we went to his law office in Algiers seeking comment after the list came out. Then to his home nearby. Hi, Mr. Sanders. This is David Hammer from Channel 4 News. Trying to give you every opportunity, sir. I know you deny these charges.
Clearly, Sanders didn't want to talk. We were able to talk to any of the accused priests.
Well, Ton, we've been efforting that all day, and Katie Moore and I were able to talk to as many of the priests as we could find still living in the New Orleans area. I went to the address listed for two others on the West Bank. John Sachs helped write the Archdiocese's sex abuse policy, then admitted he abused an altar boy in the 1980s, according to a 2002 Times-Picayune report. We got no answer at his Marrero house today. We also tried Thomas Glasgow in Marrero. The Archdiocese says he was accused in 2007 for abuse that allegedly took place in the 1970s.
Okay, and David, I'm sure you'll be efforting more of that too.
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
Thank you.